Good morning. It's October and time for our October video. There's a whole lot going on in October and a whole lot that has gone on in the last month that I'd like to discuss with everyone and try to keep everybody kind of up to speed with what's going on. First of all, I want to thank everybody who attended and especially those who helped me put together the second annual Cookout at the Big House, which was last Friday. Thought we had a really good turnout. It ended up being a really nice evening, even though it was a little cool. It didn't rain until almost at the very end, but I had a whole lot of help putting that on, and I especially want to thank Lisa Spencer, Rosie Corey, Mona Lee Armstrong, Kelly Gray, and Marcus Smith and Scott Knauer, as well as my own family that are pretty much required to attend this and to also do an incredible amount of work. So I think everybody had a good time. The food ended up being good. So again, thanks to all of you who did attend that. Speaking of food, I want to mention for just a minute to make the 4.0 Cafe, which is our snack bar services that we finally are able to enjoy after having several months of no snack bar services and several months or longer than that of probably inferior snack bar services. So anyway, now our snack bar is fully opened, and they are also very willing to take suggestions. So if you have something that you'd like to see them serve that they're not serving right now, if you'll visit with Dana Hernandez, she's certainly willing to take those things into consideration. They have daily specials. They have desserts several times a week, which has just made my life so much better. And I've noticed that word gets around when there's a really good dessert around there, which is kind of nice. I also want to mention that marketing is going to be doing a Christmas video this year. So this is just really more a heads up more than anything else. What that means is that marketing is going to be contacting you and looking for people to participate in this video. I'm not really sure. I've heard various things, so I think it might be something like a cross between A Christmas Story and White Christmas and every other Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life, everything that you've ever heard of in some sort of maybe Coen Brothers fashion or something like that. So anyway, Scott Knauer, I think, is the mastermind behind all this, so we'll see what happens. I want to especially thank Mindy Watson and Robin Jones for helping us to receive we call it TAACCCT Grant, but it's TAACCCT, and I always forget what those initials stand for. It's Trade Adjustment Act and Community College Training or something like that. Anyway, it was a $2.5 million grant from the United States Department of Labor that Clovis Community College has been as the only college in the state of New Mexico to receive, and so we'll use this money to start a physical therapy assistant program and to rework some of our existing allied health programs so that we can expand those and provide more extensive training services in healthcare for our community. We feel really fortunate to have received this grant, and I think we put together a very, very solid project, and I'm really excited about getting started on what we're going to do here. The main focus of what I wanted to talk to everyone about today, though, is the bond election that's coming up on November the 6th. Obviously, it's not just a bond election. There's a presidential election and all those other elections, too. But for Clovis Community College, Bond B and Bond C are of critical importance. Bond B is for libraries. This is the only additional funding that libraries get in the state of New Mexico. It provides money for materials for academic libraries and for public libraries. But Bond C is the bond that provides money for all higher education institutions in New Mexico to perform renovation projects on the facilities that have already gone through kind of a vetting process so that we can get our projects on a state list after they've been deemed worthy to be on a state bond. So for Clovis Community College, we have $800,000 at stake in this election. If the bond passes, we'll use the $800,000 to renovate the space that the allied health programs, specifically nursing and rad tech, have vacated over in what we fondly refer to as Phase 6. Those spaces right now they're old. They're not really very useful. Right now they've turned into, no offense to anyone, kind of an IT junkyard. But the space is configured as rad tech lab space, and so in order to renovate it, we need to knock out some walls which have lead in them, which is expensive. So there's nothing we can really do with that space until we can receive some sort of money for constructing that project. The bond election is basically the only means that higher education institutions have for being able to have any kind of capital outlay money. Eastern New Mexico has $9 million on this bond election, so they're working really hard to get this passed too. But I encourage all of you, please vote on November the 6th. If you have access to our students, talk to our students, talk to other people out here. Make sure that people understand the importance of the election and what passing this bond can do for our college. If you're not registered to vote, you can register to vote by going to the information desk. Send your students to the information desk. We are a voter registration site there. And then please be sure to vote on November the 6th. I'll be talking about this more. I've been making the rounds for various civic clubs around the community. There are different pieces of information that are going out in bank statements and everything in the next couple of weeks. So we're really trying to get the word out. But the really critical piece of all this too is that this bond will not increase taxes at all. The governor has been very insistent that this particular bond issue not raise taxes. So all of the projects that are in this bond package will reduce a certain amount so that the total bond package would come below the threshold to raise taxes. So there will be absolutely no tax increase with this bond issue. Please help me spread that word, and please make sure that people understand that. Our last election did not pass because there was a tax increase, and I think that, understandably people don't want a tax increase. But with this election, there will not be a tax increase. So please help us get the word out to support this bond. Several other things that I just want to point out that are going on in the month of October. On October 4th, which is this Thursday, Dorinda Jones, who used to be our sign language interpreting instructor, and is now a very accomplished author. I think she has 4 books published that have received awards and have sold very well. She's going to be doing a book signing and also a lecture on our campus at 11:30 in the Cyber Cafe, which is over in the library. And then on Saturday, October the 6th, we are going to host the New Mexico Regional PTK Conference. This is quite an opportunity for us, and I think that this is really a testimonial to how well our PTK students are doing and how proactive that they've been in getting involved and really trying to become more involved in our state association. And so we're going to host the state conference here on Saturday morning. Also on Saturday morning at 9:30, we will have the Clovis Community College auction. So for all of those of you who want to know what we do with our old computers and old this and old that, and want to know if you can purchase those things, this is your chance. So we will be having an auction out by the barracks, and there will be just all sorts of unbelievable stuff out there. You almost have to see it to be able to believe it. So if you're interested in getting things at a reasonable price, 9:30 out by the barracks. Also on October the 15th, we will start our second 8 weeks classes. Seems like we just started our first 8 weeks classes, but now it's time for the second 8 weeks classes. And then on November the 5th, registration begins for the spring semester. So things are moving along fast and furiously. The semester's off to a great start. I think everything is rolling along. I'm very pleased with the accomplishments that everybody has made this semester. Our students seem to be doing well. I really, really appreciate all the hard work that everyone is doing. Again, if there's anything that I can do to help you or to make your job simpler, please let me know. But once again, I do encourage everyone here, students, faculty, staff, everyone, spread the word, help me get the word so that people will go out and vote for Bond C on November the 6th. This is a great opportunity for higher education, and remember, there is no tax increase. When people ask you about this, no tax increase. I say this about 14 times every time I speak to a community group about the bond. No tax increase, no tax increase. So once again, no tax increase. Anyway, have a happy October. Enjoy the beginning of fall. It's starting to get cooler. People are less testy, I think. Halloween is coming up. I'm just going to go on and on. Yes, everyone is happy that it's not nearly so hot anymore. Again, thank you for all that you do, and please let me know if there's anything that I can do to make your life easier.